Good morning, everyone. Today I am going to explain about the comparative anatomy of vertebrates. So let us first know about what is comparative anatomy. The comparative study of the body structure of different species of animals in order to understand the adaptive changes they have undergone in the course of evolution from common ancestors. So, your comparative anatomy is this study of similarities and differences in the anatomy of different species. So, here we are comparing the vertebrates that is from Pisces to mammals. So, in the Pisces example, here we are taken that is Scoliodon, amphibians that is frog, reptiles in that Calotus, aves example pigeon, mammals example rabbit. So today let us know about comparative anatomy of the digestive system of Scoliodon and frog. So in both the cases, that is in digestive system of Scoliodon and frog, it includes alimentary canal and digestive glands. So the alimentary canal is complete in Scoliodon. It is folded and distinguishable into several regions. It includes mouth, buccal cavity, pharynx, stomach, intestine, rectum, cloaca, and cloacal apertures. So, as in the case of frog, digestive system of frog, so here also the digestive system consists of alimentary canal and digestive glands. So alimentary canal consists of mouth, buccopharyngeal cavity, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, rectum and anus. So mouth of Scoliodon. So here the mouth is ventral in position and crescent shape situated a little behind the snout. So mouth is ventral in position in the Scoliodon, and you can see here it is a crescent shape which situated a little behind the snout. While in frog the mouth is wide, semi-oval slit, and it extends along the entire margin of the head, and it is bounded by upper and lower jaws covered with interned skin. So here you can observe the difference between the Scoliodon mouth and frog. So here mouth of the Scoliodon is ventral in position, crescent in shape, that leads to buccal cavity. So here buccal cavity is wide laterally but low dorso-ventrally. So in Scoliodon, teeth occur in more than one row in both the jaws. So here you can see the teeth. So teeth are very sharp and it is located more than one row in both the jaws. The teeth are homodont and polyphyodont. There are no vomerine teeth. And teeth are not used for mastication but helps to catch and prevent the escape of prey from mouth. And here you can see the mouth part of a frog. So mouth is wide semi-oval slit which extends along the entire margin of the head. So mouth leads to buccal cavity. So here it is bounded by upper and lower jaws covered with internal skin. The upper jaw is immovable in frog. The lower jaw can move freely up and down. So the mouth leads to the buccal pharyngeal cavity. Here buccopharyngeal cavity is a space in the head bounded above by the skull and below by the trunk or throat. So buccal cavity that contains teeth, internal nares, bulging of eyeballs, tongue, and prelingual elevation in frog. So teeth occur in a single row in the upper jaw only. So but in the case of Scalodon you can see the teeth in both the jaws. But in the case of a frog, so only single row, that is in the upper jaw. So teeth are occur only in the upper jaw. They are homodont and polyphyodont. And here presence of omerine teeth. So you can see here in the upper jaw there are presence of two patches of omerine teeth lie on roof of buccal cavity. So here omerine teeth means it is arranged in two or more or less oblique series commencing close to the inner front. So its function is prey oriented. It grip onto food in conjunction with their tongue. And here tongue is large and attached in front in frog. It is muscular and highly protrusible, and it is used for capturing prey, and taste buds are present on tongue. But in the case of Scalodon, the mucous membrane of the floor of buccal cavity is raised to form a thick, broad folded the tongue. So tongue is small and attached at the base, and it is non-muscular and non-protrusible in the case of Scalodon, and it is not used to capture the prey. So tongue is without taste buds, but in frog the tongue is with taste buds. So in the Scalodon, so next is pharynx. So buccal cavity leads to open the pharynx. Pharynx is larger than the buccal cavity. It has on either side of pit like spiracles and 5 vertical gill slits. So you can see here the presence of 5 vertical gill slits. So this pharynx leads to open esophagus. So in the case of frog, pharynx is smaller than buccal cavity. It lacks spiracles and gill slits. Then pharynx leads to open the esophagus. So in Scalodon, the esophagus is long, coiled, tube-like structure which opens J-shaped stomach. In case of frog, the esophagus is short but wide mucous membrane lining the esophagus, which leads to open the stomach. So in Scalodon, stomach is J-shaped. It is divided into anterior wide cardiac stomach and posterior narrow pyloric stomach. So here there are two types of stomach, or stomach is divided into two parts. One is anterior cardiac stomach and posterior narrow pyloric stomach. So these two parts are separated by blind sac. The end of pyloric part sac called bursa entiana. In the case of frog, the stomach is broad, thick-walled tube occupying the left side of the body cavity. So here cardiac and pyloric parts are not demarcated externally. The stomach is an organ for storage and digestion of food. There is no blind sac, but here presence of bursa entiana in the case of frog. So in the case of Scalodon, here stomach leads to open the intestine. That is, so stomach leads to open intestine. It is lined by mucous membrane. The mucous membrane is folded to form scroll wall. So here you can see this scroll wall. One edge of scroll wall is attached to the inner wall of the intestine, and other edge is rolled up on itself longitudinally, making an anticlockwise spiral of about 2.5 fold. So here you can see in this colodon, the intestine which contain or which having a folded membrane, mucous membrane, that is calling as a scroll wall. So here scroll wall is attached to the inner wall of the intestine. So here one end is rolled up on itself longitudinally, making an anticlockwise spiral of about 2.5 fold, and it is not differentiated into small intestine and large intestine. In the case of frog, intestine is a long coiled tube narrow than stomach. It is divided into small intestine and large intestine. But in the case of Scoliodon, there is no any differentiation between, that is in the small intestine and large intestine. It is not differentiated into a small and large intestine in the case of Scoliodon. But in the case of frog, here intestine is differentiated into small intestine and large intestine. So in frog, intestine, that is its internal surface, bears numerous transverse folds which increase area of secretion and absorption. The duodenum receives the hepatopancreatic duct from the liver and pancreas, and the ileum, longest part, great length and longitudinal folds. You can see here the ileum, which is longest part and great length, and also here longitudinal folds of ileum which increase the area of secretion and absorption. The ileum leads to rectum. In Scoliodon, the intestine which leads to open the rectum. So here a rectum which leads to open the cloaca, and here cecum is absent. So cloaca, it has a pair of abdominal pores leading from peritoneal cavity, which leads to a cloacal aperture. So cloacal aperture is longitudinal slit on ventral side between pelvic fins. So in the case of frog, ileum leads to open the rectum. The rectum is called a large intestine, opens into the cloaca by anus, which is guarded by anal sphincter. So here the rectal CK is present. So cloaca which leads to open by anus. So here cloacal aperture is a circular aperture at the end of trunk between hind limbs. So next let us know about digestive glands. In Scoliodon, liver and pancreas. So liver is large yellowish gland with two lobes, right and left. Gallbladder, that is V-shaped and embedded in the anterior half of right lobe. So bile duct opens independently into the beginning of intestine. So in the case of a frog, liver is a large dark red gland with two main lobes, right and left, and further subdivided into two lobes. So gallbladder is spherical and situated between the two main lobes on dorsal side. Bile duct passes through pancreas and to form common bile pancreatic duct. So here bile duct passes through pancreas and to form a common bile pancreatic duct. Then later opens into the beginning of duodenum. But in the case of Scoliodon, bile duct opens independently. But here in case of a frog, bile duct passes through pancreas and to form a common bile and pancreatic duct. So In the case of Scoliodon, pancreas is an elongated bilobed gland. It lies between cardiac and pyloric parts of stomach. Pancreatic duct opens independently into the beginning of intestine. So here pancreas also opens independently, that is in the beginning of intestine. So in the case of frog, pancreas is an elongated cream colored irregular gland. So in the case of frog, pancreas is an elongated cream colored irregular gland and it lies between stomach and duodenum. So here pancreatic duct opens into bile ducts. So this is about the comparative anatomy of digestive system of Scoliodon and frog. So here the mouth. So in the case of Scoliodon, you can see the mouth, that is ventral and crescent. In the case of frog, that is extend along the anterior border of head. And in Scoliodon, teeth are more than one row in both the jaws. In the case of frog, teeth occur in a single row in the upper jaw only. And presence of omerine teeth in the case of frog. So omerine teeth are absent in Scoliodon. In the Scoliodon, tongue is non-muscular, non-protrusible, and it is not used for capturing prey. So tongue is without taste bud. In the case of frog, tongue is large, attached in front, muscular and highly protrusible, and it is used for capturing prey, and taste buds are present on tongue. In the case of Scoliodon, pharynx, that is larger than buccal cavity, and either side uppit like spiracles, and 5 vertical gill slits are present. And in the case of frog, pharynx is smaller than buccal cavity. It lacks spiracles and gill slit. Scoliodon stomach is a J-shaped structure and it is divided into long cardiac and short pyloric stomach. Blind sac is present. Bursa entiana is present. But in the case of frog, stomach is curved tube. Cardiac and pyloric parts are not demarcated externally. There is no blind sac. Bursa entiana is present. Intestine in the case of Scoliodon is a short, straight tube and it is not differentiated into a small intestine and a large intestine. And here presence of scroll wall. But in the case of frog, intestine is a long, coiled tube, narrow than stomach. It is divided into small intestine and large intestine. And here scroll wall is absent. So intestine leads to open rectum. In the case of Scoliodon, rectum is very short and narrow than intestine. In the case of frog, rectum is fairly long and wider than intestine. In the Scoliodon, cecum is absent, and here in the frog, rectal ceca is present. So rectum, which leads to open the cloaca. So in Scoliodon, it has a pair of abdominal pores leads from peritoneal cavity. But in the case of frog, it lacks abdominal pores. In the case of Scoliodon, cloacal aperture is longitudinal slit on ventral side between pelvic fin. In the case of frog, cloacal aperture is circular aperture at the end of trunk between hind limbs. So digestive system is common in both liver and pancreas. So in the case of Scoliodon, liver is large, yellowish gland with 2 lobes, right and left. But in the case of frog also same. Here the liver is large, dark red gland with 2 main lobes, right and left. So in the case of Scoliodon, gallbladder is V-shaped and embedded in the anterior half of the right lobe. In the case of frog, gallbladder is spherical and situated between the two main lobes on dorsal side. Bile duct is open independently into the beginning of intestine, that is in the case of Scoliodon. In the case of frog, bile duct passes through pancreas and to form a common bile pancreatic duct. So here bile duct passes through pancreas and to form a common bile pancreatic duct. The latter then opens into the beginning of duodenum. Then in the case of Scoliodon, pancreas is an elongated bilobed gland and it lies between cardiac and pyloric part of stomach. Pancreatic duct opens independently into the beginning of intestine in the case of Scoliodon. While in the case of frog, pancreas is an elongated cream-colored irregular gland. It lies between stomach and duodenum and pancreatic duct opens into bile duct. So this is about the alimentary canal and digestive gland of comparison of both Scoliodon and frog digestive system. Thank you.